Hey guys, Wise Gamer here, bringing you another indie game review. This time we're looking at Kona, Day 1. This is a game that I really can't put into a genre so much because it's actually defining kind of its own genre in a way, blurring many different game types out there from driving and shooting to scene searching, puzzles, and adventure games. It also has some survival elements, and it really just puts so much into it as a story-driven, narrative-driven tale that it's really kind of its own game all along. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the gameplay. So Kona, so this is basically, like I said, a narrative-driven tale where you are Carl, a war veteran who's a private detective now. He's like a PI, private investigator, who's going to Atamipik. Forgive me if I say the name wrong there, but it's a very remote area in northern Canada, basically, that it's out in a really harsh winter. There's like blizzards going on and stuff, as you can see here, and there's really like all this mystery surrounding what this game's about. And the reason being is that the press copy that I have, and I was informed, is basically to keep spoilers away from the story as much as possible. So I will tell you what is available in the press kit. I will tell you as much as I found out on my own, and we will see where it ends up from there. So basically, as a PI, you're going to Northern Canada to solve what is supposed to be kind of a simple case for a guy named William Hamilton. However, it's like really lucrative too. The guy's really wanting to get this case solved and get this taken care of. So basically, the Cree community, which is a group of people in this area, they basically are vandalizing the summer home of this person, Hamilton. They're vandalizing his residence and stuff like that too. They're not friends of his at all. They accuse him for destroying these sacred lands, and they're very much a people that live off the land and live in the community. So what Kona's trying to do is basically set up this mystery, and as I played out, I found things like kind of like almost like a horror aspect to it in a sense, where I was like very scared as I was walking through the woods, and you see like a wolf run right in front of you or something like that too. And you get like, some weapons like a crowbar and axe, but I haven't had to use them yet, but I'm not sure if I'm ever going to have to. You get a camera where you can take pictures similar to like a Firewatch type thing and stuff like that. The whole time you have a narrator talking to you, describing like what's going on with Carl and what he's thinking, what you're seeing, stuff like that too. And then as you go through, you're just hopping your truck, you drive to another house. That house is completely vacant, ransacked. People are like packing clothes and stuff like that, but it's like there's no one around anywhere throughout this village area. It's very rural area, so it's very ominous and trying to figure out what's going on, and it's really interesting. So like I said, they really are trying to blend like the puzzle solving type things, which is part of it, adventure and survival games where you're kind of like going like the long dark, like you're going through cabinets and searching everything you possibly can to find pieces that you can put together in like a crafting type bench, and that way you can make like fires to stay warm when it's really cold out. You don't have to keep yourself like fed or anything, but you do have a health bar, a like energy bar, an encumbrance, so how much weight you can carry, and the cold meter, which is like if you're out in the cold too long. And I think that's to keep you from just running out randomly without taking your truck and being on certain paths and stuff like that too. So it's a very nice way they level designed the game to keep you on certain paths in a sense and everything too. The game also supports full VR compatibility, which is crazy. I mean, I can't wait for like Oculus to get shipped and see what people say about that too. I don't know exactly how it's going to work with like the Vive or the Oculus like touch control things and stuff like that, but this game would just immerse you so much. It's just so crazy how they really look at this. It's 1970s, so you don't have too much communication efforts or anything. Again, it's super rural, and I mean, visually the game is just beautiful. You're out in this Canadian wilderness, and it's just a very cold, frigid environment that just completely immerses you in the gameplay. Audio-wise, they hit the point. It has an amazing soundtrack, and as you're playing, you get these eerie sounds, and like I said, I almost get a horror aspect from it, where I feel like maybe I'm in a horror game, but I'm not sure because it's never been described as a horror game, but they really won't put a genre label on it either, so maybe it is a horror game, and you just get these aspects, these weird things happen with like the Cree tribal type people, where you kind of split to a different dimension and see some things that you wouldn't normally be able to see, and it's just really kind of creepy and awesome. And basically this is the first of 4 different episodes, and each one is going to offer at least 1 to 2 hours of gameplay, if not more. So that's why it's called Day 1 basically. It's just the first of the other 4. And really, it's picking up a lot of steam. It's a Canadian company. They reached out. The game's going to be coming out here pretty soon, and it's just pretty crazy that what they've been able to accomplish like this and everything too. I really enjoyed the game a lot. So replayability wise, right now, like I said, because I did a press copy, I can't tell what type of replay mechanics are going to be in it. I'm sure just for the story alone, it's something that I'll play at least one more time. No talks about any multiplayer or anything like that. It's definitely a single player narrative driven story. But I think just with being able to really explore the story, and it's such an open area, even though there are parts walled off right now for me on my press build that I have, I think that the open area and stuff like that is just going to cause people to find new things, like new little encampments that were abandoned out in the forest and stuff like that too, and there's really a lot to do with that. Really, the only drawbacks that I have is that right now it's just so hush-hush. It's almost like an embargo is placed in a sense where You can't really say too much about the game, so to make sure that no one leaks anything, they literally blocked off areas that were huge story elements that would just spoil everything. So anything you see here is stuff that you'd find within the first half hour of gameplay or less. Quite a bit less, actually, I should say. It's stuff that you'd find probably within 15 minutes or so. Anything I've talked about is very quickly as well, and it's not too much like crazy mystery that, you know, I just solved all the riddles for you or all the puzzles for you or anything like that. But gosh, I mean, the game is just so great, and visually, like I said, it's stunning. It runs great. There's really cool aspects, like when you're driving, you can hold up the map to figure out where you're at, and I can't recommend this game enough. So when it drops, you definitely want to check it out. I'll have all the links down below for the Steam link. Add it to your wish list. Make sure you check it out when it does launch, and if you guys have any other questions, leave them down in the comments below. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, hit that like button. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.